Are you struggling with morning stiffness, fatigue, and health issues that your doctor claims are just part of aging? What if they're completely wrong? They said the pain in my joints, the fog in my brain, the exhaustion that greeted me every morning was just part of getting old. But they were wrong. I'm 94 years old. I live on my own. I take 0 medications. And no, this isn't luck or good genes. It's 5 simple morning habits that I've followed for years. Today, I'm going to share every single one with you. And the third one? It rewired my brain, restored my focus, and it only takes 4 minutes. Yet 92% of seniors skip it, without realizing it's the most powerful way to protect their memory and independence. 2 years ago, my doctor looked at my lab results, then looked at me like I was a medical mystery. Let me show you exactly what I do, before 9 a.m., to stay sharp, energized, and free. No pills. No guesswork. Just real results. The third habit completely transformed my brain health and takes just 4 minutes each morning. Yet 92% of seniors skip it, entirely missing the single most important opportunity to preserve cognitive function. 2 years ago, my doctor was shocked during my annual checkup. My biological markers showed the health of someone in their 60s, over 30 years younger than my actual age. When he asked about my secret, I revealed these 5 simple morning habits I followed religiously for decades, habits that anyone can implement starting tomorrow morning. Habit 1. Strategic hydration ritual. Why do 84% of seniors wake up with stiff joints, mental fog, and low energy, when a simple 30-second morning hydration ritual could prevent it? Most people don't realize that the dehydration that occurs during sleep is actually a significant health risk for adults over 60. Researchers at Johns Hopkins Medicine found that even mild dehydration decreases brain function by 27% and increases inflammation markers by 31% in adults over 65. This happens because your body loses approximately 1 liter of water during sleep through respiration and perspiration. Yet most seniors start their day with dehydrating beverages like coffee, rather than replenishing this critical loss. The connection between morning dehydration and accelerated aging is so strong that geriatric specialists now consider it a key biomarker for predicting health outcomes in older adults. Eleanor, 82, suffered daily headaches and dizziness for years until discovering her chronic dehydration was the root cause. Her doctor had prescribed various treatments without ever addressing this fundamental issue. Starting your day dehydrated accelerates joint deterioration and cognitive decline within hours, creating a cascade of health problems most doctors misdiagnose. The synovial fluid in your joints becomes more viscous when you're dehydrated, increasing friction and wear with every movement. Similarly, your brain cells require proper hydration to maintain electrical conductivity and remove metabolic waste that accumulates overnight. Without adequate morning hydration, these waste products remain in brain tissue longer, contributing to brain fog and potentially to long-term cognitive decline. The solution is remarkably simple, but timing is critical. Prepare a 16 ounces glass of room temperature water with a small pinch of natural salt before bed, and drink it immediately upon waking, before coffee or breakfast. Room temperature water is absorbed more quickly than cold water, and the tiny amount of salt helps with cellular absorption through a process called osmotic balance. This isn't about drinking more water throughout the day, though that's beneficial too. The specific benefit comes from breaking the overnight fast with immediate hydration, before introducing any other substances. For those who find plain water unpalatable first thing in the morning, adding a small squeeze of lemon is acceptable, but avoid any sweeteners, which can trigger insulin responses that interfere with morning metabolic processes. Your cells are dehydrated right now. Implement this habit tomorrow morning to experience immediate improvement. Within days, you'll likely notice reduced joint stiffness and improved mental clarity. Within weeks, the cumulative effects can include improved digestion, better energy levels, and even improved skin elasticity as your body's hydration status normalizes. This habit alone transformed my morning experience at age 75, and I've maintained it religiously for nearly 20 years. Habit 2. Circadian-aligned sunlight exposure. Did you know that missing the critical morning sunlight window increases your risk of depression by 69% and disrupts sleep patterns within days? This statistic from a University of Colorado study highlights one of the most overlooked aspects of senior health. Stanford University Center for Sleep Sciences confirms that 10 to 15 minutes of morning sunlight exposure resets circadian rhythms and boosts serotonin production by 42% in older adults. The specific wavelengths of early morning sunlight trigger specialized receptors in your retina called melanopsin receptors, which then signal your brain's master clock in the hypothalamus. This precisely timed light exposure sets dozens of biological processes in motion, from hormone production to body temperature regulation to digestive enzyme release. Robert, 78, eliminated his sleep medication after simply changing when he received daily sunlight exposure. He had been taking his daily walks in the afternoon, unaware that morning light exposure is fundamentally different in its biological effects. Without proper morning light exposure, your brain reduces melatonin production, creating a damaging cycle of poor sleep, increased inflammation, and accelerated aging. The disruption affects far more than just sleep quality. Your circadian rhythm influences over 150 bodily processes, including blood pressure regulation, immune function, and even how efficiently your body metabolizes nutrients from food. Research from Northwestern University has demonstrated that seniors with disrupted circadian rhythms show measurably faster rates of muscle loss and cognitive decline compared to those with stable daily rhythms. Step outside within 30 minutes of waking for 10 to 15 minutes of natural morning light exposure, even on cloudy days. The key is to avoid wearing glasses, sunglasses, or contacts during exposure if possible, as glass and plastic filter out some of the specific light wavelengths needed for circadian reset. The light must enter through your eyes to be effective. Skin exposure alone won't reset your internal clock. Light therapy box designed specifically for circadian regulation can be a helpful substitute, though natural light remains superior when available. Your body's internal clock is waiting for tomorrow morning's light signal. Don't miss this critical window. Again, the benefits of this habit compound over time, creating increasingly stable sleep-wake cycles that support every aspect of health. Within just a week of consistent morning light exposure, most seniors report falling asleep more easily and waking up feeling more refreshed. After a month, many begin to notice improvements in mood, energy, and digestive regularity as their internal body clocks start to stabilize and sync with the natural rhythms of daylight. Habit 3. The 4-minute cognitive priming routine. Why allow your brain to lose roughly 30,000 neural connections each morning when a simple 4-minute practice could actually reverse that loss? This isn't an exaggeration, it's grounded in compelling neurological research on brain plasticity in older adults. Neuroscientists at Harvard Medical School found that cognitive priming exercises done immediately upon waking can increase neuroplasticity by 37% and enhance executive function throughout the day. The early morning hours offer a unique window of opportunity. Your brain is in a highly adaptable state as it transitions from sleep to wakefulness. This adaptability is driven by elevated levels of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF, often referred to as Miracle-Gro 4 brain cells. BDNF peaks shortly after waking, then slowly declines over the course of the day, making the morning the prime time for meaningful mental engagement. Consider Margaret, age 86. During her recovery from hip surgery, when physical therapy had to be temporarily paused, she maintained her cognitive health through this very routine. It protected her from the significant cognitive decline often seen during long periods of physical inactivity. In fact, skipping brain activation in the morning leads to a cumulative neural deficit over time, and studies show that this increases the risk of dementia by nearly 29%. According to long-term research from the National Institute on Aging, each morning is a critical chance to influence your brain's plasticity, for better or worse. If you begin your day passively, you miss out on this powerful neurological reset. What makes this habit particularly dangerous to skip is how subtle the damage can be at first. You won't notice it right away, until suddenly, months or even years later, you begin to experience memory lapses, confusion, or reduced mental sharpness. By then, many neural pathways may already be lost. So how do you implement this routine? Perform what I call the 4E4E4 morning challenge. First, solve one simple math problem to activate your logical reasoning centers. Second, recall one specific, detailed memory, something like your 30th birthday or a childhood holiday, to strengthen your hippocampal memory networks. Third, learn 4 new vocabulary words to engage your language processing centers. Finally, spend 1 minute visualizing your day ahead, which activates your brain's executive function and planning areas in the prefrontal cortex. This 4-minute practice engages multiple brain regions at once, creating what's known as cross-connectivity, a powerful mechanism for building overall cognitive resilience. Research shows that short bursts of focused cognitive effort like this are more beneficial than longer periods of passive stimulation, such as watching television or scrolling through a phone. To make this easy and consistent, prepare your materials the night before. Choose a math problem from a book or app, write down a memory prompt, select 4 vocabulary words to learn, and decide on a simple visualization task. Then, when morning comes, your mental warm-up is ready to go. Every morning, your brain has a choice, to build new connections or let them fade. This habit strengthens those connections, not just for today, but for the weeks and years ahead. Within just a few hours, you'll notice sharper focus and clearer decision-making. Within a few weeks, you may experience better word recall, quicker mental processing, and an overall boost in cognitive confidence. Over time, this habit builds what neurologists call cognitive reserve, the brain's ability to withstand aging and even recover from minor injuries. I've practiced this routine every morning since I turned 70. I truly believe it's one of the reasons my mind remains sharp, focused, and alert at 94 years old. Habit 4. Strategic Mobility Sequence. What if I told you that most seniors could reduce their fall risk by over 50% with a simple 5-minute movement routine every morning? This isn't just anecdotal, it's supported by studies from the National Institute on Aging, which found that older adults who engage in brief morning mobility sequences show significantly better balance, joint stability, and proprioception throughout the day. This habit isn't about full workouts or exhausting routines. It's about activating the body's stabilizing muscles and lubricating the joints before major movement begins. As we age, the connective tissues surrounding our joints become less elastic overnight. Without gentle mobilization, the first movements of the day can strain stiff ligaments and increase injury risk. Consider Harold, 88, who avoided a second hip replacement by adopting a daily mobility sequence that included ankle circles, seated spinal twists, and shoulder rolls. After just 3 weeks, he reported better posture, less joint pain, and increased confidence while walking. The key to this habit is sequence and intention. Start seated or lying in bed. Gently rotate ankles and wrists 10 times in each direction. While seated, perform 5 seated cat-cow stretches to awaken the spine. Stand slowly, and perform 10 shallow squats holding onto a sturdy surface, like the edge of a sink. Finish with 5 slow shoulder rolls forward and backward, and 10 deep, diaphragmatic breaths. This sequence stimulates blood flow, re-establishes balance signals between your brain and body, and prepares your muscles for the demands of daily living. When skipped, seniors often report morning instability, stiffness, and a higher likelihood of sudden falls. Mobility is not just about muscles, it's about confidence. Regular morning movement helps reinforce the brain-body connection. In fact, Harvard School of Public Health found that seniors who performed short, structured morning movement routines were more likely to remain independent and avoid nursing care. Even if you already exercise later in the day, this gentle sequence serves a different function. It sets the tone for physical stability from the moment you rise, reducing fall risk, improving gait, and promoting musculoskeletal health. If you've been waking up stiff, hesitant to take those first few steps, implement this 5-minute routine tomorrow morning. Within days, you'll feel the difference in your posture, ease of movement, and confidence with everyday tasks. Within weeks, your joints, balance, and coordination will begin to improve noticeably. I began this habit after a minor fall at age 73. I haven't had a fall since. Habit 5. Breath-primed emotional regulation. Why do so many seniors feel overwhelmed, anxious, or moody before breakfast? It's not always psychological, it's physiological. After 7 to 9 hours of sleep, the body's cortisol, stress hormone, levels peak within 30 minutes of waking. This surge can influence heart rate, blood pressure, and mood if not regulated. But there's a powerful, overlooked solution, a 2-minute breathwork practice that calms the nervous system, regulates emotional tone, and restores mental balance. UCLA's Mindful Awareness Research Center found that seniors who practiced controlled breathwork in the morning experienced a 38% reduction in anxiety symptoms and a 44% improvement in mood over 6 weeks. Just 2 minutes of focused breathing stimulates the vagus nerve, reducing sympathetic nervous system activity, your fight-or-flight response, and enhancing parasympathetic tone, your rest and digest state. Here's the technique. Sit comfortably upon waking. Inhale slowly through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold for 4 seconds. Exhale gently through your mouth for 6 to 8 seconds. Repeat for 2 minutes. This method, often called coherence breathing, gently lowers cortisol levels, decreases heart rate variability, and improves emotional stability throughout the day. Unlike meditation, which can feel daunting, this is focused and simple, yet deeply effective. Evelyn, 91, began this routine after noticing early morning irritability and restlessness. After just 1 week, her mood improved, and her blood pressure readings stabilized. More than just calming the mind, this habit trains emotional resilience. You begin the day grounded, centered, and less reactive to stresses. You'll also notice improvements in digestion, heart rate, and even immune function due to the vagal tone enhancement. Start tomorrow. Sit quietly for just 2 minutes. Breathe with intention. Let your nervous system recalibrate. The effects may feel subtle at first, but over time, this becomes the emotional anchor for your entire day. I've practiced these 5 habits for decades. They don't take long, they don't require special equipment, and they don't cost a cent. Yet they've given me something that many people my age only dream of: energy, independence, and clarity, at 94 years old. Don't wait until a health scare forces you to change. Start with just one of these habits tomorrow morning. Let it become part of your rhythm. Then add another, and another. Within a month, your mornings, and your life, will feel completely different. You have more power over your health than you've been told. And it all starts when you open your eyes each morning. Are you sabotaging your independence by following outdated morning exercise advice that actually increases joint damage in seniors over 70? Most traditional stretching routines were designed for younger bodies and can be actively harmful for aging joints and tissues. Research from the Mayo Clinic shows that performing the wrong morning movements increases inflammation by 31%, while a targeted 7-minute mobility sequence reduces pain and stiffness by 44% within 2 weeks. This dramatic difference exists because aging connective tissue requires a specific approach to movement that respects its changed biological properties. After age 70, collagen fibers become less hydrated and more cross-linked, meaning they need gentle, progressive warming rather than the aggressive stretching often recommended in fitness magazines or videos targeted at younger adults. Thomas, 85, reversed his need for a walker by replacing his harmful morning routine with this strategic sequence. He had been faithfully following a stretching routine from his 50s, unaware it was contributing to his mobility decline. Common morning stretches like toe touches and neck rolls create microdamage in older adults, accelerating the very joint problems you're trying to prevent. Deep forward bends place excessive pressure on spinal discs that have lost hydration with age, while rapid neck movements can compromise blood flow through the already narrowed vertebral arteries typical in older adults. Even seemingly gentle movements like sitting twists can create shearing forces on spinal facet joints if performed immediately upon waking, before tissues have reached optimal operating temperature. Follow the inside-out mobility sequence: gentle shoulder rotations, seated marching, doorway chest expansions, supported squats, and ankle circles, all before breakfast. This sequence follows a physiologically sound progression that first increases core body temperature and blood flow to major muscle groups before challenging joint ranges of motion. Begin with seated shoulder rotations. Arms relaxed at sides, making small circles that gradually increase for 30 seconds to activate upper body circulation. Progress to seated marching. Alternate lifting knees while seated on a firm chair for 1 minute to engage core stabilizers and increase lower body blood flow. Move to doorway chest expansions. Stand in a doorway with hands at shoulder height on either side. Gently lean forward for 30 seconds to counteract the forward posture many seniors develop. Continue with supported squats. Holding a counter or sturdy chair, bend knees only as far as comfortable for 1 minute to activate the largest muscles in your body and stimulate metabolic activity. Finish with seated ankle circles. Extend one leg and rotate foot clockwise and counterclockwise for 30 seconds per foot to improve lower extremity circulation and ankle mobility, critical for fall prevention. Your joint health is determined by how you move in the first 30 minutes after waking. Start the correct sequence tomorrow. Most seniors notice immediate improvements in morning stiffness within the first few days. Within 2 weeks, the cumulative benefits typically include improved posture, reduced pain with daily activities, and increased confidence in movement. After a month of consistent practice, many report significant functional improvements in activities that previously caused discomfort, such as getting in and out of cars or reaching overhead items. This mobility sequence has been the foundation of my physical independence since my late 80s, allowing me to maintain household activities that many of my peers have long since abandoned. Habit 5. Protein Timing Nutrition Protocol. Did you know that eating the wrong breakfast foods accelerates muscle loss by 23% in adults over 70, regardless of your total daily protein intake? This finding, from research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, challenges conventional nutrition advice that focuses on total daily amounts rather than strategic timing. Nutritional researchers at Tufts University Human Nutrition Center on Aging found that protein timing, not just amount, determines whether seniors maintain muscle mass or experience rapid sarcopenia. After age 60, your body's anabolic resistance increases significantly, meaning you need both more protein and more precisely timed protein to stimulate muscle maintenance. Most seniors consume their largest protein portion at dinner, when the body's ability to synthesize muscle is already declining, while eating a carbohydrate-heavy breakfast, when protein synthesis potential is at its peak. Barbara, 91, reversed 2 years of declining strength within months by simply changing when and how she consumed protein. She had been eating a traditional breakfast of toast, fruit, and coffee, a common pattern that provides virtually no support for aging muscles. The typical senior breakfast creates dangerous blood sugar fluctuations that increase inflammation, accelerate muscle loss, and compromise cognitive function for the entire day. Starting your day with carbohydrate-dominant foods triggers an insulin response that actually inhibits your body's ability to burn fat for the next several hours. It also fails to provide the essential amino acids needed during the morning hours when your muscle cells are most receptive to growth signals. For seniors, this missed opportunity is particularly costly, because the anabolic window, the time when muscles are primed for protein synthesis, narrows with each passing decade. Consume at least 25 to 30 grams of protein within 30 minutes of completing your morning mobility sequence, prioritizing eggs, Greek yogurt, or a protein smoothie with added collagen. This specific amount is based on research showing that seniors need approximately 30 g of high-quality protein in a single meal to overcome age-related anabolic resistance and stimulate muscle protein synthesis. Spreading smaller amounts throughout the day is less effective than this concentrated morning dose. The timing after mobility is intentional. Light physical activity increases blood flow to muscles and primes them to utilize protein more efficiently. For practical application, this might mean 2 eggs with cottage cheese, a Greek yogurt with added protein powder mixed in, or a smoothie containing whey or plant protein plus collagen, which provides specific amino acids that support joint and skin health. Avoid combining this protein with high glycemic carbohydrates like white bread or sweet fruits, which can blunt the muscle-preserving effects. Your body's anabolic window opens each morning. Don't waste tomorrow's opportunity for cellular repair. Within days of implementing this habit, many seniors report improved energy levels throughout the morning hours. Within weeks, most notice improvements in grip strength and reduce fatigue during daily activities. After 3 months, research indicates measurable preservation, or even increases, in lean muscle mass compared to steady declines in those maintaining traditional breakfast patterns. I've followed this protein timing protocol religiously since my mid-80s and credit it substantially for maintaining functional strength well beyond what most of my peers experience. These 5 morning habits aren't complicated health secrets. They're simple biological alignments that honor your body's natural rhythms. I've maintained my independence at 94 not through extraordinary means, but through ordinary habits performed consistently. Your body has the same remarkable capacity for resilience at any age, when you provide the right inputs at the right times. The morning hours represent your greatest opportunity for biological optimization, setting the trajectory for your entire day. Which of these morning habits are you already doing, and which will you start tomorrow? Share your morning routine in the comments below. Your experience might help another senior regain their health independence. Subscribe for next week's video, where I'll reveal the evening habits that ensure perfect sleep without any sleep aids. And please, share this with someone struggling with their health. These simple morning changes could transform their life. Tooted if this helped you, don't keep it to yourself. Thumbs up sign like this video to support the channel. Speech balloon share your morning routine in the comments. Repeat button forward this to a friend who needs it. Bell and don't forget to subscribe for weekly tips. To help you stay strong, sharp, and independent. No matter your age.